加拿大现在现任的雅思考官，因为也和大家宣布一个好消息啊，就是我们万景常青学院呢，我原本预计是今年的6月会变成雅思考点，但因为现在疫情的关系，不知道拖延到什么，不，现在我猜应该是可能7、8月左右吧，就会变成雅思考点。那我们今天会请 John 呢也是我们这个在常青这个英语课程的讲师之一啊，我们会让他和大家分享我们常青学院的这个读书的环境，还有 EPP 课程的那个内容。我也会特别来问他这个，有很多朋友问到说，如果我英语程度高低不同，那怎么办？好吗？John, are you there?
Yes, James, I am here. I did hear my name. I thought for a minute that I could speak Mandarin now, but I heard my name.
John in Chinese is Yuhan, by the way. So
Johann. So that's the same in German, I think, too.
Future references. Yeah. So the floor is yours.
Awesome. All right.
Right. Okay, so sorry. Just to so one of the question in the chat room is obviously students who they might still be in China at the moment, or some are still in Canada.
Yes.
Obviously, they have different language abilities. So if I want to study in these courses, what are some of the mechanisms in place that, to I guess better integrate me in the English language training system? So if you have a chance during your presentation, please also mention that. Right.
For sure. No, I think my presentation touches on that as well. Okay. Not like just inadvertently, I had prepared for those types of questions. So I will leave, of course, a Q&A session after I present my PPT.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if everybody, first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody. Thank you very much for attending. This is my portion of the seminar, the webinar, actually. Okay, so I am going to share my screen now. And I hope everybody can see it clearly. It's not very long. It has a few slides that are sort of interesting. I'd like to say interesting and relevant to the seminar, to the webinar that we're having. First of all, let me introduce myself, everybody. My name is John Kalapodis, and I'm the Manager of Education at Evergreen College, Markham. Okay. Aside from that, I am an IELTS and ESL professional, and I'm also an IELTS speaking examiner. Collectively, I think I have about 25 years of experience in English language teaching and approximately 10 and a half years at this point in IELTS exam preparation and examining. Like I said, I am a certified IELTS examiner. Okay, so just a little bit of a background about me there. Any questions that you might have, please feel free to unmute and ask away. Okay, so yeah, this is our EPP program. EPP stands for the English Preparation Program that we have at Evergreen College, Markham. And I just want to go into a little bit more detail now. So this is a general sort of overview. One second. Yeah, a general description about our program. Okay, so I'm just going to read these slides with you, and I'll touch upon certain details in more detail. So our Evergreen College Markham's English Preparation Program is a pathway program which will enable students to improve their English fluency in order to enter one of our diploma programs, if of course this is their desire. Okay, now we do offer 3 levels of EPP. The first and foremost is the very basic beginner. Okay, so by beginner, I think everybody can understand that I mean low level, elementary English speaking ability. And the teacher, we have a fantastic teacher that teaches this class, the beginner class. Her name is Rosanna, and she's very young, very patient, and always smiling. And of course, you know, there is a lot of Mandarin in the beginner program just because the level is quite low, okay? Now, the second, and I think the most popular, I don't want to say popular, but the most sort of common program for the majority of students is the intermediate, okay? Most students who enter any school, really, if they're foreign students, they do test at intermediate level, okay? Intermediate means not beginner, not advanced, just in the middle, okay? And this is a great program because, well, there are 3 different teachers, okay? There is myself, of course, and I can say that among the 3 teachers, I probably have a little bit more experience, and I think I'm a little bit older too, so that kind of has something to do with it as well. So I am a native English speaker, so that combined with my experience does make it pretty challenging, but I like to think also communicative and interesting as well, okay? And finally, we have the advanced or IELTS class. This is for higher level students, most of whom finish the intermediate and continue on to this level. And some of them wish to take IELTS as well, okay? The IELTS exam. And by the way, just so you know, we are in the process of becoming an IELTS testing center. It may be a few months still, but we will be an IELTS exam testing center in the near future, okay? All right, let's go on to a little bit more sort of details about the components of the program. So classes are fun and dynamic, and they focus on all skills, including grammar, very important basic skill, speaking, listening, reading, writing, and pronunciation. Okay. I like to say that between all 4 teachers that we have at Evergreen College Markham, everybody brings their own strengths. For example, myself being a native speaker, grammar is probably my forte, or one of my fortes, one of my strengths. And I focus on communicative grammar, so it isn't just sort of exercises and theory. There's a lot of speaking involved. So grammar and speaking do go hand in hand, but also aside from the grammar, every week we have a different speaking topic that also focuses on the vocabulary as well. I'll give you an example. So last week, the focus was jobs and professions. We talked about cover letters. We talked about job interviews, and just compared the different types of jobs and professions, both in Canada and China. Okay. Going back to the other teachers, we have a great teacher named Chu Min, and her specialty, I can say, is listening and vocabulary, of course. But yeah, she does it in a very fun way. So she has her worksheets that she gives the students, and the students are able to do the listening online. Right now, of course, we do have online classes. Reading is something that is taught by Penny, our young dynamic teacher, and she's also an IELTS teacher as well, and she does focus on reading and writing. Okay, and then finally, pronunciation is again one of my strengths. I do focus on something called accent reduction, which basically the purpose of accent reduction exercises is to reduce, okay, the strong accents that people bring when they enter Canada. we practice some drills and exercises to make the pronunciation improve. The next thing I'd like to focus on is the schedule. So I don't know how that smudge got there. But anyway, these are the programs we talked about: beginner, intermediate, and advanced IELTS. Okay, guys. So the beginner program is a 3-week, very basic program that is taught on Wednesdays and Fridays by Rosanna, as mentioned, from 9 to 5, twice a week. Following the beginner is the 12 or 18-week intermediate program, which is run on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 10 to 2:30. Chumin has the Wednesday slot, I teach Thursday, and Penny the Friday. And finally, the advanced IELTS is 5 to 6 weeks, and it's an afternoon, early evening program starting from 5 to 7:30. Taught 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, James brought up a very interesting question earlier. How does somebody sort of establish their level when they first come into Canada? What we do at Evergreen College Markham is that new students, newcomers, are assessed by myself, okay? So basically, I do a speaking assessment test on them where they come into my office and one-on-one, we talk about their strengths, their weaknesses, in English, of course. And as an IELTS examiner, I typically can establish a level within between 2 and 5 minutes. That's something that I was trained to do a long time ago. So I can tell when somebody is low level, intermediate, or high level. Okay, and then of course, depending on the level that they place at, they are assigned to the proper class. I think that about wraps it up for me. Please let me know, everybody, if you have any questions.
That's great. Okay, I'm just gonna translate some of the key points that you mentioned. 所以刚刚有很多人有提到，就我们英语的程度不同，所以有些朋友已经在群里说，老师讲的完全没有问题，我听的完全没有问题。有些朋友可能听起来还是比较吃力的啊。那这个其实是一个非常organic 的一个过程，就你进来，你不可能我们把所有人都放在一个班里面的，会需要 John 呢会以他现任雅思考官的这个经验还有能力来去跟你去做一个 one-on-one 的一个测评，我觉得这个是非常有价值的。OK， 不管是未来，因为其实移民我们一直讲说，旅游签、转学签是一个，刚刚 Alan 说是一个一切的起点，对吧？那英语其实是能够让你未来在加拿大生活，最后扎根一个很重要的一个技能，对吧？你不可能只为了移民，以后孩子的成绩单你需要能够看得懂，你需要能够跟老师去做交流，你需要能够生活。那我觉得这个语言课呢，不管或多或少在移民的过程之中，或你未来生活之中呢，都能够给你一点帮助。那刚刚 John 有说了，一开始还会跟我们有想要参加我们英语课程的朋友呢，做一个 one-on-one 的一个评测，那我们才会根据你的这个英语能力呢，再去做一个相对应的一个调配。因为我们不止 John 有 John 这个老师，刚刚 John 也有提到，我们有 Rosanna 有 Penny， 都专注于各种不同听说读写的各个不同的一个方面来去给各位做一个专注的一个提升。那 OK。哦，对，我多说一点，入学考试。所以现在因为疫情期间，所以当然不可能会需要每个人去真的去我们万景长青去做一个 one-on-one 的一个面试，对吧？这段期间之内呢，提前联系我们的顾问或者是我们信哥的这个公众号，我们会安排这个 Zoom，我们可以跟 John 提前去约一个时间，我们去提前做一个评测。Yeah, so John, so a question that brought up was the failure rate. So a lot of people, I guess, haven't been studying for a long time, haven't been in a class setting for a long time. What's a failure rate like? Is there other like final examinations or Do you see like a lot of students drop out? You have to unmute. You have to unmute.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry, to answer your question, not at all. I think more students opt or prefer to continue with the program, even if it means paying extra tuition because they enjoy it. There have been a couple of students that they may have found it a little bit too challenging or too difficult, but the majority of students stay for the entire program and continue on to usually ECA class or other diploma programs.
OK， 对，所以 John 刚刚有提说，其实大多数的学生其实还都基本是没什么太大的问题的，甚至如果你读完这个12周语言课，你觉得有必要继续去提升你语言的话呢，都可以继续的待下来，是这样子。OK， 那我看没有什么其他太多的问题。OK， 雅思什么时候考？这个其实这个很难有一个John, so one of the question was, do you have any idea when IELTS exam will go back to normal?
It's funny that you mentioned that because I just got an email from the center director at the center where I'm based, which is downtown Toronto, and there may be online speaking exams and complete exams next month, but live exams, there's no set date at this point. I would imagine it'll probably take until at least September for that.
Okay.
Yeah, but registrations are being processed even as we speak for the online.
All right, thanks, John. Thanks for taking your night, and yeah, thanks.
It's my pleasure. Yeah, and any other follow-up questions, I'll be happy to answer at a later time for anybody, okay?
So if any of them are interested, I will book an appointment with you. So hopefully we can have a one-on-one session with you to determine.
Absolutely, it'd be my pleasure.
Okay. All right. Thanks, John.
All right. Bye, everybody.